Welcome back to the Magic of Giving. I'm Christina Santiago. Today's segments feature the Community Food and Outreach Center. In segment 1 and 2, we discussed their history, goals, and programs. Now it's time to find out what their needs are and how you can help. With me is Mark Perez, Volunteer Coordinator, and John Anderson, Board Member for the Community Food and Outreach Center. Thank you both so much for joining us today.
Good afternoon.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm sure your organization has many needs across the board, but what is your number one need?
Volunteers, to be quite honest with you. A lot of times we talk about raising money, and that's very important, but with the programs we're trying to serve, and people we're trying to serve, volunteers, we have huge need in the capacity that we can provide to people. If you've ever been to our facility, and I'm sure they've talked about some of the programs that we have, the cost share grocery program serves upwards of 400 families a day, and it functions much like a traditional grocery store, except the fact that the clients are sharing in the cost of the food. We have about 5 to 6 actual staff members for the grocery program. If you've ever been to a Publix or any other traditional grocery store, you know that there are dozens of employees there at any given time. So for us, we need volunteers to make that just happen. The function has to happen. And so it's a 9-hour day, 6 days a week. We're open 7 days a week. We have limited hours on Sundays. We literally have needs for dozens and dozens of volunteers every single day. The way we organize our volunteer shifts is in 3-hour shifts. So 9 to noon, noon to 3, and 3 to 6. We've got over 20 available slots at any one of those shifts. So you do the math. We need thousands of man hours a week. So it's a huge need. We also need help. Kirk and Mark were in segment 2. They're in the trenches in the Life Enrichment Center. They can't do it alone. They're dealing on the front lines of people facing a lot of tough times in their lives, and we need people helping with the assessment, helping with case management, helping in the computer labs, helping run the education programs. So it's a tremendous need. We've got hundreds of people that will come to us on every single day, and the only way we can get their needs met is by having people helping us on the front lines. So,
You know, if I may add, one of the things I've learned about being a volunteer is that I get my needs met more than I ever dreamed by helping others, by helping people help themselves. So the real blessing in this comes from doing the volunteering, from serving, and then seeing the benefit that it gives to people that we help. So if anyone out there is interested in volunteering, I will tell you that you'll never be sorry you did. It's a wonderful thing to do.
If somebody wants to volunteer, how can they sign up? Do they go to your website? Do they call?
Yes.
Do they come in? What do they do?
Yes.
All of the above.
All of the above. We try to make it very easy and streamlined. It's the easiest way to do so is through our website, communityfoodoutreach.org. We have a volunteer page. It's a 2-step process. Because there's so much involved in what we do, we ask that volunteers go through about a 1-hour training. We call it orientation. Learn about the history of the organization, the different opportunities to volunteer, and then for some of the other volunteer opportunities, there's some further training. But once you've gone through training, we offer it twice a week. We're trying to be very understanding of people's schedules. You can start right away. Self-scheduling, everything's done online. It's really, really user-friendly. But yeah, online's the best way to do it.
You know, while we're talking about ways to do this or volunteer opportunities, one of the things we've been working on is developing a program, if you will, for corporations so that they can send people there to do what they call team building, as opposed to going out and spending thousands of dollars to climb rock walls. They could come down to community outreach as a team, and it's a tremendous opportunity. We've had it happen several times. And then the other opportunity is for churches to where they can use this as a mission trip for the day, rather than spending thousands of dollars to go overseas. Costs absolutely nothing to come there and volunteer for the day.
Right.
And the benefits are the same because it's a mission trip and they'll get an opportunity to really serve.
Yeah.
So there's lots of opportunities there. We need hundreds of volunteers.
Yep, absolutely.
Now, what about donations? Obviously, you accept donations. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, donations come in a very wide range. I talk about, I'm always on the front lines of things, so I'm thinking food, We do have an emergency food pantry, and I'm not sure how much has been covered, but our emergency food pantry is a little bit different than your typical food pantry. People who come to us in crisis mode, we're trying to help stabilize them. So, however, we're not going to just give anything away. We want them to have some skin in the game, as Pastor Scott likes to say. And so one of the things that we ask of them is if they come, they have to be enrolled in case management and participate in one of our 5 educational classes that we offer a day. They range from all kinds of different subjects, and so food for our emergency food pantry is really, really important. Canned food, pantry items, high protein items, pop-top lids, those are really, really great in terms of I'll let you talk about the monetary donations and that sort of thing. But
Well, and probably the main thing to understand about community food and outreach is, and I'm sure you've talked about this, it's really a hand up, not a hand out. So we're not there to just entitle people. We're really there to help people get on their feet, to help them help themselves. The old adage of help them learn how to fish and not just feed them. So the needs there are tremendous. It's thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Many of the donations, most of our donations, interestingly enough, come from private donors, come from private individuals who will give $100 or $1,000. We have some that give as much as $10 and $20 and $30 and $50,000. Or they'll pledge for 3 years to give a certain amount over a 3-year period. Those donations are the real lifeblood of community food and outreach, okay? And then while we're talking about that, one of the other things that we have innovated in the last several months, we had an idea seeing people on the street that needed help. And we're always so reticent to say, well, here's $10, here's $20, and we know that many times we don't know where that money's going to go. We know they're probably not going to buy food or clothing or shelter with it. So we came up with this idea of a $10 gift card, and understand that at the CFOC, $10 buys $33 worth of groceries at the cost share grocery store, okay? And that's documented, we know that is true. So they bring this gift card, you hand this to them, people can come there and buy these gift cards for face value, and now you hand them out to people that need help. They come to a CFOC, they register at our Life Enrichment Center, they go through some training, they go get $33 worth of groceries, and then we can put the gift card back in the system again. What's interesting is that churches are buying these in relatively large quantities, putting them into their benevolence program, if you will, and then many times they give them a bus voucher, and on the back of the gift card is the information about community outreach and the directions of how to get there on the bus and the bus stop. Yeah. So pretty much within a several mile radius of anywhere downtown, these gift cards are of enormous benefit, and people can come and buy them in whatever quantities they want for $10, and we know that it's worth $33 worth of groceries. So,
well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that, and that's such a brilliant idea. I'm glad that you guys are doing that. I'm sure our community appreciates all that you do. Real quickly before we go, if people want to find out how they can either volunteer or donate money, they can go to your website.
Right.
You have a Facebook page, Twitter page,
correct.
and also YouTube.
YouTube, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you again for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Been
My
a pleasure.
Thank you. For more information on the Community Food and Outreach Center, go to communityfoodoutreach.org, or you can call 407-650-0774. Thank you all for watching, and remember, by helping those in need, we enrich our lives and help make Central Florida an even better place to live, work, and play. I'm Christina Santiago. See you next time on The Magic of Giving. Thank you.